Am I recording? Yeah. Okie dokie. So, big mistake. Big mistake. I'm looking tougher. Anyway, with the Hutchison effect, number one, 3 Tesla coils. No. I don't know where they got that crazy information from. Number two, the Tesla coils, when I started out, I was interested in sparks. Later on, I was interested in the RF, high frequency, and the only sparks that matter is your very well tuned spark gaps. AC, alternating current, primary energy. No sparks. I don't know where I never use sparks. Okay? The only sparks you've got to be concerned about is your high voltage capacitor discharge system, right? Okay. I was never really interested in having a Tesla coil sparking. It doesn't do anything. It just destroys your fine frequencies through your main spark gaps and tuning. You need to use roller inductors and capacitors, variable type, and you got to use magnets. Sharp pointed type of well-balanced spark gaps. The other spark gap that matters is your direct current. I used to use a long time ago when the galaxy was young, a dielectric test set from a direct current sparks, as well as I used alternating current sparks, low frequency, and capacitor discharge, and also AC, alternating current, high voltage through spark gaps. That's all the spark gaps that confuse, people get confused in building these things. I mean, oh wow, even in Hiroshima City, Yamabe-san did create ball bead lightning, which is caught on film, with his massive Tesla coils. Where Robert Golka failed, he was using AC. Big AC. You got to use electrostatic sparks. Electrostatics and dynamic electricity are quite different. Electrostatic sparks, well, you get lightning, and you get beads and balls, and you get it from a Van de Graaff generator. Also, when you're using a Van de Graaff generator, you do not want it to spark all over the place. You want it to bleed out and fill everything in that particular area, trying to replicate the Hutchison effect. Okay? The other unknown element, of course, is uranium ore in a special container, which I used a long time ago. A round hollow, a ball with a hole through it, stainless steel with a piece of cutout on it and a spiral spark gap. So small spark gaps with high voltage are fine, but no Tesla sparking. You don't want to interrupt the very fine frequencies. That's the basic stuff. I'm going way back. Then I graduated to radio transmitters for RF and variable devices for RF and phase inverters, phase shifters. Oh, misconception, big one. 3 Tesla coils. No, it can be anywhere from 2 to 3 or 4, but non-sparking type, and different configurations, like dumbbell Tesla coil, which I used. No sparking, never any sparks. And with the electrostatics, you can use toroidal coil systems, which work nicely. Also, argon discharge gaps are very well accepted in making replication effects, like I did in the apartment. So in the apartment, I had RF, what's RF? Tunable RF, nice type discharge tubes, magnetic field structures, which were traveling wave tubes, by the way, and traveling wave tubes with an iron bar in the section which distorts the electrons I used to distort the electrostatic field. I know this is all very interesting, but I know what I'm doing. So, and I did replicate the H effect here and decided not to do it anymore because there was a started to create earthquake activity, in my opinion. Plus, it was very dangerous to get field effects around legs of those racks over there. So I replicated it, deleted all the videos, or most of them. And I really didn't want to get involved with some other strange people. So, I mean, I can do it, but it's got to be controlled. It's not controllable. That's where it's dangerous. There's a fault line only about 150 feet away from here. A small one, but nevertheless a fault line. So I do more interesting things like mild gravity distortion stuff and mild time dilation stuff. Usually I don't videotape it, as I'm not a videotaper. An iPad cuts off every time I try something with that kind of energy. Hello. The energy is still direct current, heavy direct current discharged through a carbon arc system modified to handle that. Variable DC supplies. My HF stuff is VLF and ELF. I don't think I use and also countermeasure antenna systems and magnetic fields. So really, you gotta know what you're doing, and I really don't care what people think. Oh, you know, you get the skeptics. Oh, he used a string. Well, you don't tell me that. You go tell the people that filmed it and observed it and documented it. That, not me. So I'm not into really promoting this stuff. You know, television crews. To be honest, I've worked with about 300 TV crews over different topics, covering most channels, History Channel, Discovery Channel, with Peter von Puttkammer, which shows a very nice, clear video of that toy UFO on a string and being affected by the energy fields I created. I don't know if you're aware of that or ever seen it. What else? Fox TV was fun to work with. We tried all sorts of things. Did a bunch of Fox TV shows. They know they want something to happen right away, and for me it takes a while, but it did happen a lot towards the end of my apartment adventure, and that's when Dr. Ludwig and others filmed the effects, as seen in Matthew's videos and other videos and television shows. So anyway, I just wanted to point out, no sparking Tesla coils, no. You don't need that, it doesn't do anything. I never realized until people talk about room, I want to try and replicate it. The effects, so, and also the Van de Graaff generator's got to bleed out its electrostatics all over the coils and magnetic fields, and a disruptive discharge transformer is really well needed in this, because you're going to control a lot of stuff. And this is going back, this is the beginning of my adventures. These days I have better control systems. Thank goodness for 1940s and 50s technology, huh? Surplus. Oh, what else? Social media. No, I don't use social media. I only use YouTube, and my best social media is simply eBay, because things come in reality through eBay. You might see something you want to buy or communicate with a seller and make a deal. Oh, I do have a Facebook account. I post stuff there once in a long time, but maybe half an hour during a week. But mostly my thing is YouTube. There's more information there. I'm not on X. I'm not even LinkedIn. I just ignore it. Because nothing happens, right? You get, oh, I like this, and oh, will you join me, or this and that. You don't really. That's the same with Facebook. You don't really get to know anybody. It's just a waste of time. So, hello, that's my spiel for today. Number one. Being a Star Trek fan. I like watching Star Trek on YouTube and machining stuff, history stuff. History stuff's really cool. I do use AI for questions. Sometimes Wikipedia, but mostly AI search stuff out. I'm learning all the time. I'm learning every day. I got still lots to learn, for God's sakes. Good heavens. But it's fun learning, and I'm several hundred years old, as you might guess. Oh, well. Keeping strong. Less than a month. I got about a month, so I'll go getting an operation, a 1-day hospital stay, and I'll be over with them. I'll be off to still building. I'm building putting a lot of racks together, so to put all the new arrivals on it. It's my thing. It's not because I want to prove something. Makes the old bald-headed, gray-bearded characters want to write a paper. I don't want to write a paper. What's for? I don't know. Some people are funny. But you need people with papers to prove something, and I'm not going to prove anything. I don't want to prove anything. So, not my... I avoid religion and politics and all that junk. It's a waste of time. Smiley idiot. I'm looking at myself in this iPad. So iPad shuts itself off when I'm doing those experiments. It goes, oops, missed that one. Caught some on film, but shut. Those field effects, when they come out, seem to hit the electronics in this thing. I'm shutting it off, so I have to reboot it. Any other weird stuff? Trying to remember now. That was in January, February. The metal did produce metal samples. I sold it to a friend, I believe, Bob Greener. No good for me if they're destroyed, and I don't like destroying things that much. Way too dangerous. Metallurgical analysis. Some samples are full of rare earths and rare, which is weird. I guess the valence levels change. Yeah, Fermi levels, valence levels switch. That's kind of easy to do. I attribute it more to the big spark gap system. I may be wrong, but I was always interested in Dr. Harold Wilson of DREP, Canada Defense Department, and what he felt was the correct way of explaining things. The uranium ore adds the extra atoms or whatever happens. I don't know what happens. I got it rough. I can, if an emergency situation, I could get that stuff fired up again. But I felt foolish firing it up in January and February. Not my thing to take chances like that. But. And then we had the major earthquake here a while ago, which I had to spend a couple of weeks organizing stuff. Attributing this technology to that, either as coincidence or I'm just daydreaming, I don't know. But I know you can monitor earthquake signals. I learned that in Vancouver, Canada. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and get going here. Sure, yeah. Bye. My famous look, huh? Okay.